people, good evening, I'm home from work and I decided to just cook up some salmon for us today. So I'm in the kitchen. I'm tired, but I just thought that I wanted to just stop in here and just fix some salmon here. Hands are washed. The salmon is already washed. And I'm going to just season it to my taste right now. And then I'm going to be putting it in the oven to bake for 20 minutes. And so we'll be chatting for 20 minutes until it's ready. I'm also going to be making some carrots with peppers and onions and garlic to go with it afterwards. I put the carrots in chunks, so it's in the saucepan. So they're not skinny pieces, they're thick enough so we can have it with the salmon as a meal. So we won't need any rice, we won't need any other staples except for the carrots with the peppers. So that will be steamed and the salmon will be baked. So just hang out with me a little bit, guys, from the kitchen of Miss Bev's production, and enjoy this with me. So my seasoning are here. I'm going to be adding black pepper. I'm going to be adding my lovely Lorry seasoned sauce seasoning. I'm going to add more garlic. I have the raw garlic with the onions, but this is going to be steamed there. So I'm going to be sprinkling a little garlic on the fish. And again, my niece brought this from Jamaica. They sent this up for me, and this was a big jar of season up, and it's an all-purpose powdered seasoning from Jamaica. So I'm going to be using this, a little of this also. It tastes good, and so I don't mind putting it on my food. So guys, just work with me here so as I get it ready. The oven is already heated at 350 degrees, and as I said, I'm going to be cooking this for 20 minutes. So let me add, and I also will be putting a little olive oil. I like to cook with olive oil. It's my buddy. So I'm going to sprinkle a little olive oil on the foil. And I'm just going to sprinkle a little of this, a little of that. And I'm going to spin them over and sprinkle some more. I'm just going to use a little in my hand so it's not too much. And guys, again, you know what I do is just, it's me with my weight loss journey. How you fix yours, it's up to you. You put the love you want in what you fix. I'm just kind of sharing what I do with you, and to explain to you how this supports me on my journey. So just give it some flavor. The Lorry's has salt in it, so I don't need any more extra salt. And I'll just touch them on each other so they get the flavor in the back. And I'll just put them in that, turn them over so they get a little olive oil on either side. So put them a little so they get a little of they're nice and set. And see, I cut them so that they'll be filling enough. The last one gets what's left here. And make sure it gets a little oil too. Now I'm going to be putting them in the oven. And this is it, with the tin foil. So I'm going to put them in. Fish is not hard to cook. And my daughters actually like sushi. So we know that fish doesn't, you can have it raw if it's up to you. So move this over here. And I'm going to now fix the vegetables. Let me just rest this over here, because I will need it again in a minute. So it can stay right there for now. So as I said, we have the carrots. I'm going to be just, steaming it a little bit. I'm going to add just a little bit of flavor. So I'm going to let the carrots just steam for a little bit. Then I'll add the peppers, the onions, and the garlic, and let that steam for another little bit. I don't want them too mushy. I want them nice and firm. And so I'm just gonna drip a little olive oil. I am going to add a little soy. This is soy sauce. If you don't have soy sauce, it's all. I was hoping I had the fish sauce, but I just checked and it's all gone because we had fish on Sunday, so it's gone. So I'm going to let this just get in there and just get some little, just maybe 4 or 5 minutes. Maybe that's a little much, but about that. So I put 20 minutes on the oven so that it can, so it counts down. And I will hear it when it goes off so it doesn't get overcooked. And I'm going to put this on. And I want that to cook on a low fire also so that it doesn't get too mushy. So I'm here. I am here. So while that cooks, while that steams, I do have tomatoes. I was thinking of it, but because I am not sure if I want to put the tomatoes in there, so I'm just going to leave that alone for now. But I do have the cut onions and I have the peppers ready. And we'll see how it turns out. So guys, it was a beautiful day. Today was a half day. I was a little tired today. Yesterday was more tiring. I really felt so tired yesterday. But there was a lot going on. Our union was out there talking. They had a board meeting, so the union was involved, asking for different things. But today we had a half day. I didn't stay for the whole day at school. The kids go home half a day. Then we would have to stay for professional development. And what professional development is just teachers, you hear the word professional, and then so they're teaching different strategies, different things that can enhance the learning in the classroom. But sometimes I kind of feel like, if you're an old teacher in the army, please give us a break here. Because some of the things are the same things they're reteaching every time. So I kind of think that professional development should be for teachers who are new. If you're 5 years into the system, then yes, you need that so that you can grow. But unfortunately, it's for all of us. So as things change, I guess we need to. But today was just a little tiring for me, so I came home early. And then when I came home, I relaxed for a minute. Then I thought, my fans probably listening or looking out for something from me. So let me just throw something out and let you know that I'm also thinking about you, and I appreciate you. And I thank you for supporting me on this journey. It has been quite a marvelous journey. I have seen the improvements. I so embrace each improvement that I've made. My clothes sizes, the pounds lost, the inches lost, the motivation, the feel-good moments, the distance that I'm able to walk now, and it's just really exhilarating. Again, I was talking to someone today who came to my classroom to look at the laptops in my cart, in my cart, and we see people or we hear people and we hear things that doesn't sound so good, but the greatest thing is when we don't give up on them, when we appreciate them even though we don't understand. And he comes in, and I know he has no problem with me sharing his story. I'm not telling his name, but he comes in every time we need something to be fixed. My smart board needed to be connected to my laptop, my document reader that I so love and appreciate because it supports the children with note taking and just seeing when I model for them. It's not just hearing things, but they're able to see how it's done and to explain why it's done. So it is much more helpful than just standing and talking to them. So I invested in it. It costs over $900, but I just think that when I did it, I did it because I've seen how it has supported children in the classrooms. So each time we need something, here he comes. And when he talks, you cannot really understand what he's saying. His speech is not clear. It is hard on the ear. I try every time to just listen carefully, and God put people in our lives for different reasons. Maybe I used to hear things, but with him, I have to listen in order to figure out what he's saying. And today I sat there, and he came in yesterday, and I had to leave, so I ran out and I left him there. I said, I can't stay. But he came back today because he knew that I needed the laptops all cleaned up and ready. Over the summer, people were in the classroom, they used them, added programs to them, and then it became chaotic for me to use them as a whole group. So as he sat there, I turned and I said to him, tell me, what happened to your voice? What happened? Is this something you were born with, or what happened? And he wasn't afraid to tell me. He said, I had cancer. He said, I had cancer, and it was in around here somewhere. And when they went in, they had to take off a piece of his tongue. And so they had to go down and scoop out wherever the cancer was. They had to go in that way to scoop the cancer out. But he has been clean now for many years. And I could have hugged him, and I thanked him. I said, you're being a part. For years I knew him coming to the schools to fix these things. And I always greeted him because of how he spoke. I know people, I can be bothered, I can't understand him, what have you, but I was always happy to see him because he's coming to fix something that I needed. And I said to him, I'm so grateful that I never put you down, or I never turned my nose up at you or frown at you. I always was patient with you. I said, I'm so thankful I did that because now I know your story. It makes me feel good that I had treated you well. And he in his own way, he said, thank you, you always did welcome me. And so people, I say it every time, I say it in the mornings, I say it in the nights when I do the live shows. I said, learn to appreciate people for who they are, because we don't know what their stories are. Don't look at people who dresses well and their hair is well done. They look good and they dress, you know, and then they have nothing to offer. They're just emptiness, empty, shallow people who can't appreciate anything that looks different. But you always find it in your hearts to remember that there are imperfections everywhere. You look at even the leaves on the trees, the fruits on the trees, the animals that are born. Imperfections are there. And so let us learn to embrace them, appreciate them, even when you don't know their story. Just be there and just, you know, because the stories can be interesting. When I gained this weight, it wasn't because I was hopping food and all that. No, I did a surgery on my knee, and my lack of movement really created a problem. It created a problem, and I'm not ashamed to say it. It didn't prevent me from being who I am. It didn't prevent me from, you know, working hard and doing what needed to be done. So I'm not going to be ashamed. And so I say to us, as we move from, as we go on our journeys, that we will appreciate the people around us, no matter what. So I'm going to add the onions and the garlic. I know one person out there might be watching this video and said, Beverly, you know, you're talking and the things are going to burn. But no, they're not burnt. They're good. So I add the carrots. The carrots are there. Add the onion, the garlic, and the peppers. And it's very colorful. And if you want to see, just red peppers added. So looks good. It's good for the eyes. Very good. And so I don't want this. We have 10 more minutes for the fish to be ready. I'm going to have this just simmer for a little bit. As I said, I don't want them to be mushy. So I'm not going to add a lot of water. I turn it on low heat. And so it will stay there and just steam. As you all know, I don't like to add a lot of water to these things because then they lose their natural flavor. So while we're waiting for the fish, let's talk a little bit about the benefits of salmon. I went on just before I came on, and as I thought about it, and I went on and said, let me pull up some information, and if you want to, you can go on and find the same information there. And again, we know that salmon is very nutritious, and it has a lot of good benefits. It says it's rich in omega-3 fatty acids, and we know that with the fatty acids, those are good cholesterol, and it's good for the heart. So that's one of the benefits. We like to have not the farmed salmon. We want the wild salmon. It's a lot more expensive, but it is better than the farm-grown salmon, farm-raised. So our fish oils are necessary. It says that studies found that using this supplement could significantly improve arterial function, especially in people who smoke, are overweight, or have high cholesterol levels or metabolic syndrome. So salmon is good for you. It's just amazing that the things that are healthy for us are so expensive. And the things that are so bad for us, you could find them a dime per dozen. So great source of protein. Of course, we know fish has protein. Our bodies need protein to heal, protect bone health, and prevent muscle loss, among other things. And salmon is one of those that is high in protein and therefore good for us. It's also high in vitamin B, B12, niacin, vitamin B6, riboflavin, and pantothenic acid. So it's an excellent source of that. It also have thiamine, folic acid, it has some of that, and so we need that for energy production, controlling inflammation, and protecting heart and brain health. So for those of us who have started arthritis in some of the joints, yes, that's a good thing. It's loaded with selenium, and selenium is a mineral found in soil and certain foods, and salmon is one of those foods that it's found in. And this is a mineral that may support bone health, improve the thyroid function, and protect against cancer. Didn't say it cures cancer, it says protects against it. So sometimes we find that we have done some things over time, some things we have eaten, some things we have done, and cancer cells start to form, and then we are thinking, if I do this, then it will cure it. If I do that, please remember to start fixing things, doing things correctly before we have to fix them. Prevent is better than curing it. Then it also says that it contains astaxanthin. I'm a teacher, I should know this, right? But as a medical professional, they would actually understand this better. Astaxanthin is a compound linked to several powerful health effects, and as a member of this family, gives salmon its signature red hue. So I showed you the salmon. Everybody knows what salmon looks like. And so this works with omega-3 fatty acids, which is found to protect the brain and nervous system against inflammation. So salmon is one of those things that people keep saying that it's good. We do cod liver oil tablets because it's good for the bone health, and it helps with preventing inflammation. And this astaxanthin is an antioxidant found in salmon that may benefit heart, brain, nervous system, and skin health. And for the seventh one, it may reduce the risk of heart disease. Yes, we hear this over and over and over again about the omega-3 fatty acids that is found in salmon, that it supports heart health. Then again, they are saying again, people who are doing their weight loss journey, it does benefit them for weight management, because consuming salmon may help you manage your weight by reducing your appetite. Here's another one. We know that oats does that too, because it keeps you full. So reducing the appetite, boosting your metabolism, increasing insulin sensitivity, and decreasing belly fat. So again, some good benefits from salmon. Maybe I should stop eating most things and just stick to the salmon more. And it can, again, we talk about it fighting inflammation. Salmon and other fatty fish can help lower inflammation. It doesn't say stopping it, it lowers it though. Because sometimes we take in the things and we say, but how come I'm taking it, but I'm still feeling this way? But it doesn't say it stops it, it says it lowers it. And reduce the risk factors for several diseases and improve symptoms in people with inflammatory conditions. And again, we know that we mentioned this already, that it may protect brain health. And I want you to focus on the words that are being used. This research was not done by me. I'm looking at somebody else's research, and listen to the words that they use. It may do this It can do this. It didn't say it does it, but it does say it may help, because there are other factors or other things that we might have to do in order to get the full benefits from salmon. So as you listen to this and as we get ready, as I prepare this meal, and think of the name Salmon, I know some of you who know me personally knows that my last name also, a part of my last name is Salmon. So I always brag, I say, expensive fish, right? But people, I'm just thankful to be here. And again, as I said, I'm on my weight loss journey. I didn't give up. I didn't crawl in a corner. I didn't pretend. You know, I'm out here and I'm thankful every day. COVID came where we were locked down and a lot of people gain a lot of weight. Can't be ashamed of yourself. Just know that you are a human being who can still love, who can still show appreciation, who is still filled with gratitude and goodness and thankfulness and all those things that make you beautiful. Beauty is in the eyes of the beholder. It's not about what you look like on the outside, but it's who you are from within. And so as we go through all of this together and the weight came on and now you want to do what you need to do, just remember, get up and move. Just move as much as you can. My favorite thing is to come home and just dance. And I play my soca because I like that. And I play Baron Lee and the Dragonaires, soca love songs. And I found singing Francine. And there are songs that you can just sing along with and just dance, just move your body, stretch yourselves out and just do what you have to do. Lift your spirit, feel good inside and let the world go on. You know, not everyone will appreciate you, but just know that there are people out there who will appreciate you no matter what. And so we have a minute left for the fish to be ready. And so just know that the little things that I do to support you, whatever it does for you, I'm thankful. I like the comments when I read them and see how much people have been affected by what I do. And as I said, there's no perfection. We all have our imperfections. And just know that I speak from the heart, and some of it is from experiences. Some of it are things that as you think about it or you might read about it, it gives you pause. And so just know that I love and appreciate all of you in your own unique way, and whatever you bring to my channel, I do appreciate it. And I thank you for helping me to be where I am today. So that sound is a good sound. It's saying the salmon is ready. They did say 20 minutes was good minutes for that. So let's see what the outcome looks like. It's always good to talk to your people, and you know, if my videos encourage you, motivate you, please share them. You know, please share them with others so they too can be uplifted and encouraged. Wow. All right. So okay guys, see what it looks like. Again, we know that fish doesn't take long to cook. You don't want to overcook your fish so that it's all dry and just choking you to death. But you want to make sure that you cook your fish so it's nice and juicy. It still has that softness to it. So I'm going to transfer them from this sheet you can see it is nice and still nice and good, I think. That's one part of it, and now I'm going to and my people, that's what this is. I'm not a chef. But days gone by, I really used to love to cook. But then once the kids fly the coop, once everybody's on their own, they come in on the holidays and, you know, we do a little something, but it's not my thing like before. And so when I do this, I do it for you. And there you have it. It's salmon with vegetables. And this will serve for dinner, not just one day, maybe for 2 days, because my brother is here. As I said, he's a teacher also, so he teaches in this area. So it will serve as dinner for maybe 2 evenings, unless it tastes so nice that they want to do seconds. But I just want to say thanks again for you hanging out with me, for watching this video, and just understand that as we go along life's journey, we never know who will be there. So let's take care of each other. Let's uplift each other. Let's always be good to one another. And it doesn't have to be in kind or deed, but it can be just the way we think of them. The other day I was leaving the campus. I was going home. I called a taxi. I'm 8 minutes from school, but I decided to call a cab to go home. And as I walked down to get the cab, I saw a parent walking across, and she crossed before I got down to the last section for the sidewalk. She crossed and she went across and kept going. But on my way down, the way how the stairs are, it's you're coming down and it's 3 steps and you come down and you 3 more, and it's just small steps until you get down to the last section from the campus. And she walked past with her son. And so as I was coming down and I was on the phone talking to the taxi person, the Uber driver, and I think she heard my voice because she passed, but then as I got down to the end, she turned back and walked toward me and she said, "Miss Bev." And it shocked me because I'm wondering, on this campus, who knows me as Miss Bev? Everybody knows me by my last name. But I looked at her puzzled and she said, "You're Miss Bev, right? MsBev'sProductions?" And that just knocked me for 6. I was like, oops. And she said, "Yeah, you're always on King Nick's and on Jamaica Life Nice, and you have your own channel." And I said, "What's your name?" And she told me. And yes, I have seen her on Jamaica Live Nice when I'm there moderating. But who could ever believe? And I looked at her and I shook her hand and I said, you know, this is so much proof that we have to be careful because we never know. I said, how did you know it was me? She said she knew my voice, my voice. I said, my voice? She said, yeah, you have that distinct voice. Now, people, I could never dream. I know some teachers on my job, they know I have the channel. I know some kids, but for her to identify me and connect me to a channel that really and was the one that really empowered me to become a YouTuber was really interesting. And so my kids laugh and they say, oh, Mommy, you're a celebrity. It's just how you treat people. It's not about celebrity. I don't like status. I like simple. But it's how we treat people. And because when she you know, it was just amazing. So people, you know what? Love is free. Kindness is free. You don't have to give gifts for show kindness. A kind word is free. There's so much things that are free to make us just awesome people. So look here, as you go about yourself, see, I tell you that the weight is happening. I am so thankful. You look at these dresses and see how much space. I mean, I am just totally thankful. So you find things to be thankful for and don't stop giving thanks because it's a good thing. So as I close, I say, if you can't be good, be careful, but always walk good. Take care, my people.